right, Bruce, I'm wondering if you really think Nigeria will win, because for oil-dependent countries such as Nigeria, how impactful is this tariff war on annual budget implementation and development efforts?
Well, I think that's a great question, but remember, there's artificial restrictions that the oil-producing nations place upon themselves. They created their own cartel. They don't play freely and openly on the market. They're part of the deal that sets prices. So if there are other countries that are oil producers that have to lower prices to compete, then Nigeria is forced, because they're part of the cartel, they're one of the nations. So it's not an open market, but it is a great point. I don't think Nigeria is going to suffer in the long run, though. What I think will happen, I hope Nigeria's economy will be awakened and say, hey, we can do this. We got this. We can produce products that the world wants. We have to get out of our own way. I know in Europe, Nigerian produce, Nigerian tomatoes are highly favored. They're avidly sought after by chefs, and they can't get them most of the time. Frankly, because there aren't a lot of Nigerian packaging and canning companies. So if those economic sectors can be identified, I think Nigeria can really, really flourish outside of the oil economy. But as you say, the oil economy is primary, and that is a concern. They are going to be hurt, and we're already seeing it by tariffs. But I don't think it's a direct relationship because of the artificial constructs that the cartel places on oil. And frankly, the cartel doesn't often think of West Africa when it thinks first. It thinks about itself, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Kuwait. Nigeria is a player at the table, but I think they'll tell you they're not sitting at the head of the table. So those policies are not necessarily direct in relationship to Nigeria as it relates to world trade.